you an update on some of the politics happening in Sacramento and right here in Orange County. To do that, we have Assemblymember Diane Dixon here, who represents Laguna Woods. Thank you for joining us.
I do. Well, thank you, Michael. I'm delighted to be here. Always delighted. This is my third or fourth time on your TV program here in Laguna Woods. I just love it.
You've been dodging me. I never get to interview you.
I'm here now, and I'll come again.
Good.
Because there's always so much to talk about.
Well, one of the big things that's going on is your senior scam prevention meetings that you're having.
Yes.
You had one here. You're having them in the communities around here.
Correct.
How big a challenge is it for seniors and the scams that they're inundated with?
Huge. It's a huge problem, and that's why we are having these senior scam summit meetings, town hall meetings. This is the one we're having today in Laguna Woods, is the third or fourth we've had. And the representative from the state, this California State Department of Finance, Banking and Financial Institution Innovation, it's kind of a long title, but it used to be called the Department of State Finance Department.
Yeah.
But her job, and I'm very grateful, Jackie Wiley is a manager of in the agency. She does go around to communities as requested. I mean, it's free. Come and hear about how you could protect yourself. And she's very energetic and she's funny. But it's not only just having these meetings, it's reached the legislative level. And actually, when we get back to Sacramento next week, we have 4 more weeks before we adjourn. There is a bill pending for this issue entirely. I've heard so many sad stories. Seniors who go to the bank teller and say, I need to withdraw $10,000 because somebody from Africa has called them and said that they're stuck and they need help.
Right, there's some grandkid or niece or nephew or something like that.
And they're vulnerable. The seniors are vulnerable. And so this bill that's pending, and it's working out with the financial institutions because they have certain concerns of liability if they're the ones the money gets given and then who's at fault. Well, probably will work out that a family member needs to co-sign or be called anyway. If somebody comes to the teller, then there'll be a numbered family member or a contact to call to say, so-and-so is here at the teller stand, wants $10,000 out of his or her account. Is this okay? That's kind of where it is right now because it is such a prevalent problem.
Well, I'm glad the safeguards are going in on the legislative side of things because I know we've all heard the stories about people being scammed out of tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh,
and it comes at everybody from every direction. And
from the United, have you ever seen the one from USPS? We need an address to deliver.
Yeah. I've seen. I mean, I get them.
I did too.
And I recognize.
I had to pause.
Enough.
I go, could this be true? I'm not waiting for a package.
Yeah.
And why would I have to do this? They know how to get a hold of me. So we all have to be, not just seniors. We all have to be on guard. They're so clever. The scam artists.
Yep, absolutely. They're after us. Some fun things to talk about, though. Nonprofit of the Year right here in our own backyard.
I know. It's so, there are so many wonderful things about serving in Sacramento, and thank you for allowing me to share. There are good stories. People say, why are you in Sacramento? It's just crazy. But there are good stories. And every year, all of us as elected representatives can nominate a nonprofit of the year. And this year I nominated and we awarded the honor to Age Well Senior Services. I'm familiar with them because they are all over Orange County.
Right, and everybody here in this community is certainly familiar with them.
And I've gone out on their deliveries. It's an interesting experience because often the senior is living alone or there's a couple. A man and a woman or 2 women or whatever, but they're alone.
Right.
And they can't get out to get their meals. And so it's 3 meals a day and 1 delivery. And what's really wonderful, I encourage people to volunteer just to ride along with them and participate in this process, is they just are grateful to talk to somebody who's...
Right, and that connection is almost as important as the food.
Yes, and they're sad when you leave. And so it's really heartwarming to have that experience and know that they're getting good meals a day. And Age Well is a wonderful organization. They're wonderful people. And the gentleman who's the CEO, he's been with the organization. He used to be in finance, in business, and was very successful in business. And this is what he does in retirement. And he is as hard as in this. And it's very successful and reaches a lot of people in our communities, and it's really important.
Yeah, some of the retirees here do more important work than when they were actually in the job market.
Yes, that's
amazing.
right.
It's amazing some of the things that folks are doing out here. How about a quick legislative update of things that are highlights that are coming and things that have happened?
Well, thank you for asking. A lot has happened in literally the last few months, budget related. I don't know how people get into the weeds on budget. I happen to like budgets because I think we spend too much money in Sacramento. We don't know where it goes.
Right.
But as going forward on November's ballot, there is an important ballot measure, Proposition 36, related to public safety. And it was placed on the ballot, a citizens' initiative. It got 900,000 signatures, so people want safe communities. And it would tighten up the loosened criminal laws, penal laws, sentencing laws that the people passed in 2014 in Prop 47. So this is the Prop 47 cleanup.
Right.
And it's been a struggle to get it onto the ballot with 900,000 signatures. And then there was a movement that made it rather dramatic in Sacramento in June to have a competing ballot measure from the governor to really literally to confuse the voters.
Right,
so there
those
would
things
be
happen.
and
That's politics.
Yeah, so that didn't happen. There was a bipartisan resistance, and so that didn't happen. And so there's the Proposition 36, and complementing that will be a series of new laws if they pass before August 31st and are signed by the governor. I think he will sign many of them, that really strengthen up the retail theft laws. It really is returning shoplifting, for example, to be a crime, violent crime that had no penalties or reduced from felonies to misdemeanors. So it's really good to help make our city safe.
Yeah, we got that pendulum swings back and forth sometimes. They've just got to find that sweet spot wherever it's working for everybody.
Right.
One bill I know that you had interest in is the e-bike bill.
Okay. Well, that's related to public safety. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All over California, electeds are wrestling with the e-bike situation.
And they've exploded in the past 5 or 6 years.
Yes, and so what it is, you have, people love bikes. It's really a great...
I have an e-bike.
It's a great form of transportation, although I do know in this community, Laguna Woods, everybody has a golf cart. So this bill could apply. I never thought of golf carts, but it really, my bill that's signed into law makes it prohibitive. It's prohibited to buy a speed enhancer. And they're devices. I never knew about this. They're devices people could put on their bikes. They're very difficult to discern with the naked eye. Police have a difficult time really seeing them on a bike. That's why we're prohibiting the sale. Amazon is a big seller of these. I mean, not intentionally trying to whatever, but the point is that's where people get them on Amazon.
That's where people get them, right.
And so this would enhance the built-in speed limiter on an e-bike and take it up to 38 miles per hour. So that's now prohibited against the law.
And it is dangerous. I mean, these kids, it's great for these kids. It's great for a lot of people in the community. It expands their range of where they can go and things they can do, especially in the summertime. But you're driving by a kid and you're going 40 miles an hour and they're keeping up with you. It seems a little bit dangerous.
Well, just a quick comment about the senior community, because that, except for Laguna Woods and their golf carts, most senior communities are thrilled with this new bill because they want to ride e-bikes to the grocery store. Maybe they don't have their driver's license anymore, but they can be mobile. And so I'm really pleased for everyone can benefit. Safer communities.
And when you got into politics, one of your mentors back in the day was Marian Bergeson, who I've met, and she was a wonderful politician and kind of ran the gamut of things that she did here in California in terms of positions she served. You helped get a bridge, a PCH
Well,
bridge.
thank you for asking. Marian was one of my mentors and role models going way back decades, and she lived in Newport Beach, where I served on the Newport Beach City Council, so I reconnected with her after many years. So she passed away. It's been about 8 or 9 years now. And so I had to go through a long process with Caltrans and get a resolution passed unanimously, and so all great. We will be naming a bridge in Newport Beach on PCH that it goes over the front bay, if you will. From the harbor to the bay on PCH. It will be the Marian Bergeson Bridge. We are dedicating it on Friday, September 13th at 10 a.m., open to the public.
Fun.
And it will be a wonderful way to recognize a wonderful woman who served, the first woman to serve in the state assembly, the first woman to serve in the state senate.
In Orange County Supervisor, first woman.
Orange County Supervisor, member of the California Transportation Commission. an amazing woman, and I'm proud to honor her.
Well, it's a great honor.
So
and
please come,
well-deserved.
anyone who can, 10 o'clock, September 13th.
I can't wait to drive over that bridge now.
Yes, I think of Marion every day.
Some of the things you also are concerned with is the environmental issues here
Yes.
in Orange County. Can you name a couple of things that are kind
Well,
of
I'll
top
tell
of mind?
you, my district, I have a wonderful district, 37 miles of coastline. So keeping our beaches clean is really important. And so I've done, as many people have done, beach cleanups, right? That's really a wonderful nonprofit community activity. I really wanted to get to the root cause.
Yeah.
What is bringing trash to our beaches, which is particularly noticeable, not just normal beach activity and people littering our beaches. After upstream,
Right.
the rainstorms, when we have heavy rain, all this trash from the shores, from the flood channel shores, all rushes down. Seal Beach, it's in my district. It's like a dump after a major storm.
And they say don't even go in the water
Yeah,
after
it's
48
shocking.
hours after the rain.
It's shocking. And so Newport Beach, similar thing, San Diego Creek would bring trash down to the back bay in the Newport Harbor. Trash. There's a water wheel. So when I was on the city council, when I was mayor, I was part of expediting this water wheel. It's under construction now. Took about $6 million, cobbling together state and local funds. We got it. We're doing this now in Seal Beach. So we want to address the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Do you know about this?
Yes. Yeah,
It's the size of the state of Texas.
Exactly. It's a monster.
It's a monster. And it's all this trash that comes out of our rivers into the Pacific Ocean and works its way to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Some of ours, not all of ours, but some of it.
All over the
It's
world.
all over the world,
But
really.
we do contribute our
Oh,
share. Our
absolutely.
share.
More than
So
our
I'm
fair
trying to
share, I'm
stop
sure.
it. That's a process, and then creating awareness. So thank you for asking the question. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. I'm spreading the word. I have 3 grandsons who live in New York City. They ask me what I'm doing. They're 12, 10, and 8. I said, have you ever heard of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? They know about it in New York City.
Yeah.
People know about it. We have to create awareness and stop this trash going into our beautiful oceans.
Absolutely. That's a bipartisan issue and everybody
Yes,
should be able to get
yes,
behind.
exactly.
From the 72nd District, Assembly Member Diane Dixon. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Michael, it's been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.